Hello guys! Welcome to the Al-Rasta channel to discuss and explain the exciting storyline of your favorite series, SwallowedStar episode 199. In the previous episode, the story focused on Luo Feng, who had finished dealing with the Luo family's problems. He formed a new team consisting of slaves of various foreign races to face his enemy, the cunning and dangerous Tian Zhen, whom he wanted to take revenge on. In the hunt and battle, Luo Feng managed to recruit 9 powerful warriors from different races. A fierce battle ensued in the twin spiral domain, where Luo Feng's new slaves faced Tian Zhen and his slaves. With their combined strategy and strength, they defeated their enemies and forced Tian Zhen to submit to Luo Feng. However, internal conflict arose when warriors from the human race, who were supposed to be allies, attacked Luo Feng due to misunderstandings and greed. Luo Feng then demonstrated extraordinary power with his Bright Moon Slash attack and faced a new challenge from King Seven Sword, who possessed mysterious powers. So who won this duel? Alright, without further ado, let's get straight to the story. At the beginning of this episode, the scene opens with a duel between Luo Feng and King Seven Swords. As an opening attack, King Seven Swords strikes first, unleashing a flying sword attack that releases powerful energy capable of destroying a small planet. Avoiding the attack, Luo Feng then counterattacks with a combination of the Beast God's Tail and 8 sealed star balls to whip his opponent. However, King Seven Swords easily parries the attack and strikes back. To counter Luo Feng's attack, King Seven Swords gets serious this time, wielding 4 swords, as seen from the rings on his back that glow with different colored energies. Luo Feng easily dodges his opponent's attack by relying on the speed of his Shiwu wings. The attack from King Seven Swords had explosive effects that could even be seen spreading across the vast twin spiral domain. Luo Feng, feeling that King Seven Swords' attacks never struck him, mocked the apparent slowing speed of King Seven Swords' swords. Hearing this, King Seven Swords began to take things more seriously, and this time, he activated another sword. So in that battle, King Seven Swords used 5 of the 7 swords he possessed, and the battle between the 2 of them became even more intense. When King Seven Swords unleashed his powerful attacks, Luo Feng, who was keeping his distance from the enemy's position, was able to dodge them. He also launched several counterattacks. However, Luo Feng's long-range attacks were immediately thwarted by King Seven Swords, who instantly switched both of his swords to long sword mode to fend off the attacks from the Beast God's Tail. For the human warriors who watched the duel, it was very clear that the power of King Seven Swords' sword was unmatched and completely overwhelmed Yang, aka King Blade River, who was unable to counterattack. However, in terms of speed, King Blade River seemed to be slightly faster than King Seven Swords. That's why during the fight, Luo Feng was always able to dodge every attack that came his way while maintaining his distance. Long-range combat was indeed Luo Feng's specialty. And this was what made it difficult for King Seven Swords to land his attacks. With the 8 sealed stars that Luo Feng currently uses, he can only slightly affect the speed of his opponent's sword and has no chance of counterattacking. Luo Feng realizes that at his current level, he is still no match for King Seven Swords. So it is better to end the duel between them, and Luo Feng pays his respects and acknowledges the greatness of King Seven Swords as the closing of the duel. On the other hand, King Snowhorn, who had previously attempted to attack Luo Feng, now looked frightened after witnessing Luo Feng's power. Since his last attack had been thwarted thanks to the presence of King Seven Swords, this time Luo Feng would settle the unfinished business. While preparing a powerful attack, Luo Feng exclaimed, "With my meager abilities, how dare the ice gorilla try to steal my treasure?" Quickly, the sky-tearing claw technique was unleashed, instantly shattering the ice gorilla's body into pieces. Finally, he tried to fight back by exploding himself. King Seven Swords praised Luo Feng's extraordinary speed and formidable strength, even though he was not yet on par with him. But that forced him to use his 5 swords. In his opinion, King Blade River was worthy of being a strong human warrior, and he also deserved to have valuable treasures. Soon after, King Seven Swords left the battle location. Meanwhile, the group of humans who had intended to gang up on Luo Feng ultimately decided against it. After hearing King Seven Swords acknowledge the power of King Blade River, they eventually left as well. It was clear that they were no longer looking for trouble or provoking Luo Feng. The duel between King Blade River and King Seven Swords spread quickly and became a trending topic among all human races. From this point on, other human warriors began to consider fleeing if they ever encountered King Blade River in battle. If they angered him, they would surely die, just like King Snowhorn. They were so afraid of King Blade River that there was even a statement saying that it was better to face King Seven Swords than to meet King Blade River. Well, because the character of the MC was clearly different from the others, without saying much, his opponents immediately became corpses. On the other hand, while drinking wine, Star Fantasy felt proud, and the woman had been convinced from the start that King Blade River was no ordinary warrior. The story of King Blade River quickly spread across the extraterritorial battlefield. But no matter how trending the news became, Luo Feng had already returned to using his identity as Luo Feng, and he didn't forget to bring a gift of wine to Master Zhen Yan. Thereafter, he focused on training calmly. In short, after sufficient training, Luo Feng entered the virtual world and challenged the Sky Mountain Challenge at the World Master level. In this challenge, he had to defeat 3 guardians there. After passing it, Luo Feng was able to join the Hongmeng Alliance using his real identity, aka Luo Feng. After passing the Sky Mountain Challenge, Luo Feng then conquered the Tongtian Bridge Challenge, which I usually refer to as the Sky Bridge. It is known that Luo Feng is currently on the 20th floor. It is said that for those who can pass the 20th floor, their understanding of the power of law will be equal to that of the invincible Immortal King. Luo Feng was curious. Would he be able to pass it with his physical body, which was still at the World Master level, and face his reflection, which was usually stronger? We are then taken to a lobby where Luo Feng's genius peers are monitoring the Tongtian Bridge Challenge rankings. Aichen is amazed by Luo Feng, who disappeared for thousands of years. But upon his reappearance, he immediately reached the 20th floor of the Sky Bridge. His position is now the same as his master's, with Bolin below him. Rongjun, who had entered the secret realm and trained hard to become strong, thought that he could surpass Luo Feng, but it turned out that he was even further behind. At that moment, Bolin uttered words of wisdom, saying that it was better if they did not compare themselves to others. Instead, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and the hard work you have done for yourself. And so, they all raised their glasses. Now Luo Feng has met the requirements to become a member of the Hongmeng Alliance under his true identity. Babata said that if the Chaos City Lord also sent a warning via email, Luo Feng would be asked not to reveal to the outside world that he was King Riverblade. Luo Feng understood his master's advice, because if the identity of King Riverblade were exposed, Luo Feng would most likely be considered a major threat by foreign races. And the foreign races would try to target Luo Feng, no matter the cost, as long as they could kill him. On another note, Master Zhu Shanke had previously informed Luo Feng of the coordinates of the 3 locations where he must collect fragments of the Heavenly Soul Crystal, one of which could be reached while Luo Feng was still at the World Master level. In order to escape the attacks of the foreign races, Luo Feng desperately needed to find the fragments of the Heavenly Soul Crystal as soon as possible. It was indeed very necessary. But for now, Luo Feng wanted to return first to his hometown, which he had not visited in a long time, the planet Earth. After informing his wife, Luo Feng immediately set off for home. Upon arriving there, and just as they were about to enter Earth, Babata reported that several patrol ships were approaching, communicating and saying that Luo Feng, who was considered an immigrant, was being asked to show his identity. This was very strange to Tianjin. How could they not know Luo Feng, the ruler of planet Earth? Well, this was all very suspicious. Luo Feng also received a call from his son, who said that the foreign immigrants who had entered Earth were acting arbitrarily. They were disrupting the lives of the local residents. Even when he last came to Earth, Luo Hai was detained for half a day on the grounds of identity checks. It was clear that this was an act of intimidation by the immigration office. They had gone too far. They had caused the immigrants to riot in their territory, and even dared to detain the ruler's son, which obviously made Luo Feng even angrier. When he stepped out of his ship, Luo Feng asked who had dared to order them to act against him. Using his mental powers, Luo Feng called the leader of the ships surrounding him. Soon after, one of them, the bald avatar man, finally revealed himself. The bald man said that control of Earth's defenses had long been taken over by the immigration headquarters. However, Luo Feng clearly remembered that at the beginning of the contract with the virtual universe company regarding this matter, the inhabitants of Earth had half the rights to control. But who would have thought that in 6,000 years without his presence, Luo Feng's power over Earth had been eroded? Well, this bald man needed to be taught a lesson. With his mental powers, Luo Feng pressed down on the ships surrounding him until they were finally blown up. After teaching the frightened bald man a lesson, Luo Feng immediately recognized him, even though he had previously pretended not to know him. This time, Luo Feng specifically targeted the bald man and quickly strangled him until his neck broke. In the end, Luo Feng quickly threw the bald man down to the surface. On land, we will see foreign immigrants acting as they please, trampling on local residents in areas they should not enter. Amidst the chaos, the rioters immediately fell silent when they saw the bald man, now a corpse, fall from above. At that moment, they began to feel their necks being strangled, and some of them even fell to the ground due to the powerful pressure released by Luo Feng, who had arrived as their savior. Because Luo Feng had been away from Earth for too long, immigrants were now able to freely enter the mainland territory that was home to the Earth's indigenous people. And because they had become parasites, Luo Feng, who had returned, would take action against them. Without mercy, Luo Feng blew up the rioters. There were also many drones belonging to the immigration office flying around, so Luo Feng was sure that the officials at the immigration headquarters on Earth were watching his recent actions. Luo Feng reminded them that their authority extended only to the sea, excluding land. If anyone dared to set foot on land, they would have to accept the consequences imposed directly by the Earth's ruler. At that moment, Luo Feng immediately blew up the drones there as a warning. Meanwhile, at the immigration office located at sea, we are introduced to King Jie Li, one of the immigration managers who is furious. He feels that Luo Feng is too arrogant and disrespectful to the immigration headquarters. This shameless person really cannot see that he is the one who broke the rules first. Another manager, King Feng Chen, said that Luo Feng was a direct disciple of the Chaos City Lord. In the past, when Luo Feng's life and death were still unclear, they could indeed act as they pleased. But since he had returned, they had to be careful. Even though his colleagues had warned him, King Jie Li was still stubborn. He felt that Luo Feng couldn't challenge them, considering that most of the people who migrated to Earth were elites from the 5 major human organizations, some of whom were even descendants of the Universe Master family. So even though Luo Feng was strong, he still couldn't shake the foundation built by the immigration office. But when he said that, unexpectedly, a giant vibration appeared that made an immortal figure like Jie Li feel afraid, and it came from the star-eating plant that spread around the border area between the sea and the land. When conducting an external inspection, Feng, Chen, and Jie Li discovered that the terrifying power originated from an immortal level star-eating plant, whose strength was believed to be no less powerful than that of a warrior who had reached the limit immortal king level. At the same time, Luo Feng made an announcement to all beings on Earth. All foreign immigrants and Earthlings were prohibited from entering each other's territories. Those who remained in the territory of the opposing side were required to leave within 12 hours, as anyone who violated this rule would be killed immediately. Luo Feng's diplomatic words did indeed limit both sides, but in fact, they were only aimed at the immigrants. King Jie Li was well aware of this, but he still felt that Luo Feng was just bluffing, because he still did not have the authority to restrict the immigration headquarters. Feng Chen then informed him that Luo Feng did indeed have no authority, but unlike his master, Chaos City Lord, who had just issued a new circular. The circular contained a rule that any earthling or immigrant who dared to enter an area that was not their territory would be killed immediately. King Jie Li looked very angry, but Feng Chen reminded him again that Jie Li could not do anything about it now. Still not believing it, Luo Feng was about to take bold action against him, so Jie Li moved closer to the border, which was now guarded by the star-eating plant. There, he and Feng Chen saw several violators being wrapped up by the roots of the giant plant. Not long after, Luo Feng finally appeared and said that they must not cross the predetermined boundary. Otherwise, their fate would be the same as the violators Luo Feng had captured and executed on the spot. Even though Jie Li and Feng Chen were high-ranking officials from the immigration headquarters, if they violated the established rules, both of them would be eliminated. When Jie Li made his threat, Luo Feng immediately gave him a choice. Did he want to die with his body crushed by the star-eating plant, or die under the power of his followers? That would happen immediately if the two managers did not leave right away. Feng Chen, who bowed and apologized, left without delay. Jie Li, who was angry, also left because he did not want to die. The other immigrants, who had been oppressing the local residents, also eventually left and moved away from the mainland. After the situation was secured, Luo Feng and his family celebrated his return to Earth. After spending time with his colleagues and family, Luo Feng set off again. Now he could leave with peace of mind. Foreign immigrants would no longer dare to attack the Earth's territory, which was guarded by the star-eating plant. Luo Feng now explored the universe using a new ship located inside the Star Tower. The ship could conceal its presence at a higher level. Its maximum speed could reach 80 times the speed of light. So with this transport, Luo Feng could shorten his travel time and reach the location of the Heavenly Soul Crystal Fragment more quickly. This time, Babata looked sad. The reason was that from here on, they would no longer need to use the Yunmo ship to explore the universe. That's true, but don't worry, Babata, because Luo Feng will never forget the debt of gratitude he owes to the legacy left by Master Hu Yanbo. Moreover, with the legacy and various valuable treasures that Luo Feng now possesses, he can more confidently take revenge for Hu Yanbo's death. For now, Luo Feng would postpone his search for the Heavenly Soul Crystal Fragment and wanted to avenge Hu Yanbo's death first. So Luo Feng asked Babata who had killed Hu Yanbo in the past. It was said that when Hu Yanbo died, he was at the Immortal Marquis level. So the current Luo Feng could be said to be stronger than him even though Luo Feng was a world master. Next, the scene shifts to Devil Hand Planet. In a palace, we are introduced to the ruler, King Devil Hand, So Luo Pu. A warrior at the low Immortal King level, he is torturing survivors who should have died in the Blood Demon trial. He thoroughly enjoys the moans of the survivors he is torturing, asking them to scream even louder, even though they will ultimately be killed anyway. While laughing happily at his cruel actions, suddenly a terrifying pressure and force appeared. It made even the guards and the King Devil Hand kneel. Meanwhile, the survivors who were not directly affected immediately fled from there. And who else could the culprit be but our MC? Luo Feng's attack confused the King Devil Hand. Even though Luo Feng and the King Devil Hand had never met before and had no personal issues, their encounter was still intense. So why did such a powerful figure arrive with such a strong intent to kill? Well, will Luo Feng carry out a massacre next? Let's wait for the next episode, guys. Okay, thank you for watching until the end, and don't forget to support this channel with likes, subscribe, and comments. That's all from me. Bye.